In the last episode, the women found the tomb empty and encountered angels who declared Jesus risen. Mary Magdalene met the risen Lord in the garden. That evening, Jesus appeared to his disciples behind locked doors, showing them his wounds. A week later, he appeared again and invited Thomas to see and believe. Now, Jesus continues to reveal himself to his followers in the days after his resurrection. 40 days pass between the resurrection and the ascension. During these weeks, Jesus appears to his disciples many times, teaching them and preparing them for what is to come. One evening, 2 of his followers are walking from Jerusalem to a village called Emmaus, about 7 miles away. Their names are Cleopas and a companion, perhaps his wife. They are talking about everything that has happened: the arrest, the trial, the crucifixion, the empty tomb, the strange reports from the women. Their faces are downcast. Their hope is confused. As they walk, a stranger joins them on the road. "What are you discussing together as you walk along?" They stop. They stare at him. Cleopas answers slowly, "Are you the only one visiting Jerusalem who does not know the things that have happened there in these days?" The stranger asks, "What things?" They pour out their hearts. They tell him about Jesus of Nazareth, a prophet powerful in word and deed before God and all the people. They tell him how the chief priests and rulers handed him over to be sentenced to death and crucified. And then the painful confession. "We had hoped that he was the one who was going to redeem Israel." The past tense has everything. They had hoped. Now they do not know what to believe. They mention the women who went to the tomb, the vision of angels, the reports that he is alive, but no one has seen him. The stranger speaks. "How foolish you are, and how slow to believe all that the prophets have spoken. Did not the Messiah have to suffer these things and then enter his glory?" And beginning with Moses and all the prophets, he explains to them what was said in all the scriptures concerning himself. This is a revolution in how to read the Bible. The stranger is showing them that the entire story of Israel, from Adam to Abraham, from Moses to David, from exile to return, is about him. The sacrifices point to him. The tabernacle points to him. The Passover lamb is him. The manna is him. The bronze serpent lifted in the wilderness is him. Every promise, every type, every shadow finds its fulfillment in the one walking beside them. They walk and listen. The miles pass. The stranger opens the ancient texts in ways they have never heard before. Isaiah, the Psalms, Daniel, the Law, the prophets. Everything points to this: the suffering servant, the pierced one, the forsaken king, the risen deliverer. As they approach Emmaus, the stranger acts as if he is going farther, but they urge him strongly. "Stay with us, for it is nearly evening. The day is almost over." He goes in with them. They sit at table. The stranger takes bread. He gives thanks. He breaks it. And suddenly their eyes are opened. They recognize him. It is Jesus. And he vanishes from their sight. They sit in stunned silence. Then Cleopas speaks. "Were not our hearts burning within us while he talked with us on the road and opened the scriptures to us?" They get up immediately. The 7 miles back to Jerusalem feel like nothing. They find the 11 disciples and those with them gathered together. But before they can speak, the others cry out, "It is true. The Lord has risen and has appeared to Simon." Peter has seen him. The one who denied him 3 times has now been visited by the risen Lord. Cleopas and his companion tell their story: the road, the teaching, the breaking of bread. And then, while they are still talking, Jesus himself stands among them. "Peace be with you." They are startled and frightened, thinking they see a ghost. Jesus speaks gently. "Why are you troubled, and why do doubts rise in your minds? Look at my hands and my feet. It is I myself. Touch me and see. A ghost does not have flesh and bones as you see I have." He shows them his hands and feet. The nail marks are visible. They still cannot believe it. Joy and amazement overwhelm them. Jesus asks, "Do you have anything here to eat?" They give him a piece of broiled fish. He takes it and eats it in front of them. This is not a spirit. This is not a vision. This is the risen Lord, in a body that can be touched, that can eat, that still bears the scars of the cross. Days later, some of the disciples return to Galilee. Peter says simply, "I am going out to fish." They go with him. They fish all night and catch nothing. Early in the morning, a figure stands on the shore. They do not recognize him. "Friends, have you caught any fish?" "No," they answer. He calls out, "Throw your net on the right side of the boat and you will find some." They do. And suddenly the net is so full they cannot haul it in. Fish pile against the ropes. The net strains. John speaks to Peter. "It is the Lord." Peter does not wait. He wraps his outer garment around himself and plunges into the water. He swims to shore. The others follow in the boat, dragging the heavy net behind them. When they land, they see a charcoal fire with fish on it and some bread. Jesus says, "Bring some of the fish you have just caught." Peter climbs back into the boat and drags the net ashore. 153 large fish. And still the net is not torn. Jesus says, "Come and have breakfast."
They sit together on the shore. The sun rises over the Sea of Galilee. Jesus serves them bread and fish. None of them dares to ask who he is. They know it is the Lord. When they have finished eating, Jesus turns to Peter. "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" Peter answers, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." Jesus says, "Feed my lambs." Again, a second time, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." Jesus says, "Take care of my sheep." A third time, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Peter is hurt. 3 times denied, 3 times asked. The pattern is deliberate. He answers, "Lord, you know all things. You know that I love you." Jesus says, "Feed my sheep." Then he speaks of what lies ahead. "Very truly I tell you, when you were younger, you dressed yourself and went where you wanted. But when you are old, you will stretch out your hands, and someone else will dress you and lead you where you do not want to go." The words are a prophecy. Peter will die a martyr's death, crucified, according to tradition, upside down. But Jesus does not dwell on the suffering. He simply says, "Follow me." Peter, who denied him in the courtyard, is now restored. He is commissioned to shepherd the flock. His failure is not the end of his story. The risen Lord has a purpose for him still. Over the 40 days, Jesus appears to the disciples many times. He teaches them about the kingdom of God. He opens their minds to understand the scriptures. He prepares them for the mission that will spread from Jerusalem to the ends of the earth. And they begin to understand. The suffering was not a failure. The cross was not the end. Everything that happened was part of the plan, written in the prophets, unfolding in history. The risen Jesus is not simply returned to ordinary life. He is transformed, glorified, the firstborn from among the dead. And he is preparing his followers to continue what he began. Thank you for listening to this episode about the post-resurrection appearances of Jesus. If this dramatized retelling was meaningful, please consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video, and sharing it with others who might appreciate this series. In the final video of this series, Jesus will give his disciples their Great Commission and ascend to heaven, leaving them with a promise that will carry the church through the ages.